Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the Tribit Flybuds C1 true wireless earbuds. I got the buds from the manufacturer for testing, but no money exchanged hands, and what you are going to hear from me in this video is my unbiased and honest opinion only. Now let's get started. The Flybuds C1 have a stem-style design, but they look a bit fancier than what you can usually see in this category. Both the two-tone finish and the horseshoe-shaped red detail contribute to the sharp and exciting look. The stems are relatively short, and the buds are tiny enough with a weight of only 5.4 grams each, all of which together make wearing them really comfortable for even hours on end. The fit is tight enough in my ears for some light physical activity, and you get 5 extra sets of silicone ear tips in the box, so more than likely you will not have any fitting issues either. The buds are IPX5 rated, so some light rain and sweating is supposed to be okay with the Flybuds C1. So the buds look great and refreshing, but you can hardly say the same about the case. I mean, it's a relatively well-built plastic case with 4 battery status LEDs on the front and a USB-C charging port at the bottom, but the lid is a bit squeaky and loose, and we get no wireless charging either. But at least it's compact and lightweight, so I would consider it pocket-friendly. And the good news is that the total battery life of the case and the buds together is around 50 hours according to the spec list, and you get 12 hours of use out of the earbuds themselves on a single charge. And even if these numbers greatly vary in day-to-day use depending on your settings, the battery life is still more than impressive and one of the best in class. In comparison, the Soundcore Life P3, for example, can last about 35 hours, and that is considered better than average performance already. Or there is the Edifier TWS1 Pro with 40 hours of total battery life, which is still quite a few hours short of what the Flybuds C1 can deliver. And if you ever run out of juice, you can always quick charge the Tribit buds in 10 minutes to make them work for 1.5 hours, so the battery life gets a big thumbs up from me. And we cannot complain about the wireless connection either. There is the Qualcomm QCC3040 chip inside, which means Bluetooth 5.2 with support for not only SBC and AAC, but we get the supposedly higher quality aptX audio codec as well. Unfortunately, you cannot find the more advanced aptX adaptive codec on board, even though other earbuds using the same chip, such as the already mentioned Edifier TWS1 Pro, can offer that option. But we get all the rest of the goodies that come with the Qualcomm chip, namely the rock-solid connection, low power consumption, low latency, true wireless mirroring, and the CVC 8.0 noise reduction technology, which can enhance the quality of your phone calls in noisy environments. There are also 4 microphones on the buds, and to put them to the test, here is a quick audio sample for you. So this is what my voice sounds like in a quiet room through the mics on the Tribit Flybuds C1, but let's turn on some noise on the speakers in front of me now, so we can hear how the noise filtering can handle some background chatter. And beside the great call quality, you get a strong and stable connection within a range of 30 meters, giving you some extra freedom for moving around. Watching movies and playing games should not be an issue with these earbuds, thanks to their low latency, and the buds can be used independently from each other as well, but there is no multi-point use support. Onto the controls, there is a teeny tiny button located on each stem. We get full functionality between the 2 physical buttons, as we can control play, pause, tracks, volume, and our voice assistant as well. Using the small buttons takes a little bit of time to get used to, but otherwise they do their job just fine. They are easy to find and they are not too hard to press at all. Reactions are snappy, so at the end of the day I'm okay with the controls, even though we don't get a smartphone app, nor there are in-ear sensors on the buds for autoplay pause. In this price range, which is around $70, these trade-offs are somewhat acceptable, but there is something else missing from the Tribit Flybuds C1, and that's the active noise cancellation, which feature can be found on many of their rivals under $100. But we get an enjoyable and a sort of balanced sound with the C1 delivered by the 6mm composite drivers. The buds cannot reach crazy high loudness levels, but for my taste and my listening habits, they are still plenty loud. The bass is quite powerful with a tactile feel, but it never really gets in the way of enjoying the rest of the frequency range. The mids are tonally rich, vocals have a great presence with plenty of crisp details in the highs. The sound is not the most relaxed or neutral I have ever heard, as there is some extra energy in the treble, but it suits modern musical genres quite well, and it can complement the strong bass too. We get a wide enough soundstage but with only average instrument separation. And what we don't get, again, is an app with EQ settings, so you have to use third-party options if you want to tinker with the sound of the Flybuds C1. And last, let me quickly run through a few other similarly spec'd and priced options you can find on the market right now. For starters, there are the Soundcore Live P3 buds, which are just a touch more expensive, but they offer active noise cancelling and app support with custom EQ settings. The Live P3 also have an IPX5 rating and a snug fit, so no differences there. But the Flybuds C1 have aptX support, the buds are smaller, they have a much longer battery life, and the button controls offer better overall functionality than the touch controls on the P3. As far as their sound, the P3 can deliver more bass and a less detailed treble, which results in a darker sound signature, but let's not forget the EQ options we get with the Soundcore app. Without EQing, however, I prefer the more forward and detailed sound of the Tribit buds. If you are looking for the same feature set as the C1 for a bit less money, then you can have a look at either the Edifier TWS1 Pro or the Earphone Free 2, both of which use the same Qualcomm QCC3040 chipset as the Flybuds C1. The Edifier TWS1 Pro might be less exciting to look at, but the buds are IP65 certified and there is aptX Adaptive on board on top of the regular aptX codec we get with the C1. Both buds offer a similar 12-hour single-charge battery life, but the Tribit takes the win over the Edifier with its total playtime. The touch controls on the Edifier work just as well as the buttons on the C1, but you cannot activate your voice assistant from those buds, so that's another score for the Tribit. The TWS1 Pro have a slightly thinner bass and a brighter sound than the C1, so this one goes to the Tribit, but if maximum volume is important to you, then the Edifier buds are hard to beat. The Earphone Free 2 sports an IPX7 rating compared to the C1, which are IPX5 certified. These buds come in again at a slightly lower price point, but they can offer all the features the Flybuds C1 can as far as codecs and controls are concerned. However, the battery life is longer on the Tribit, as the total playtime is 30 hours while the single charge use time is only 7 hours on the Earphone Free 2, and even though I haven't fully tested these buds yet, so not sure about their sound, I find them less comfortable to wear than the Flybuds, even for short-term use. So as you can see, the Tribit Flybuds C1 can offer quite a lot for the money, but they face a tough competition. However, the exciting design, the great comfort, the enjoyable sound, the good phone call quality, the robust connection with low latency, and the easy-to-use controls can easily tip the scale in their favor when it comes to making a buying decision. And I haven't even mentioned their class-leading battery life yet. So if you are after some STEM-style designed earbuds for less than $100, euros or pounds, then the Flybuds C1 can deliver all the goodies you might need, unless you want wireless charging, active noise cancelling or app support, because these are things you have to look for somewhere else. But everything else about the Tribit Flybuds C1 deserves a thumbs up, as I said it already, and if you like this video, then I believe that it deserves one as well. And if you subscribe to my channel, then I will give you a virtual thumbs up in return too. And after we all gave all these thumbs up to each other, we can continue discussing these earbuds in the comment section down below. Have a great day everyone, thanks for watching again, see you next time.